Sorrentino puts the ball in play to the wing. They've got 2 seconds to get the shot off. Goes out of bounds with just 1 remaining. So the Warriors indicating that from their bench. Janice Beerley, the head coach of the Warriors, assisted by Caroline Brassa and Beth Regan. Corsairs coached by Matt Ducharme, assisted by Alex Berman. Shot up and good at the buzzer. That one hurts. Anna Barry with a quick catch release puts the Warriors in front 4-0. McMahon stripped the ball. She touched it last on the way out. We'll take a look at that catch and shoot prior. $4-0 lead now for Eastern Connecticut with the ball. Welcome those of you watching on CorsairAthletics.com and Little East TV. We got the ghost out of the trap to get you the audio for this game. Eastern Connecticut with the early 4-0 lead. Ball out of bounds. Belongs to Eastern Connecticut State. 16 seconds remaining on the shot clock. John Cabral here with you from the Tripp Athletics Center, where the Corsairs are playing host to the championship game for the second consecutive year. They defeated 65-56 last season by UMass Boston, who won their first tournament championship in program history. Jumper no good for Lemaire. Brown up ahead to Korzek. Korzek races it out. Picks it up, tosses high for Gonzalez. Gonzalez steps inside, hits the side of the backboard with a right-handed take. So you're looking at 3 scoreless minutes for UMass Dartmouth to start the game. Block inside by McMahon as she's able to deny Lemaire. Lob forward. Examon shoots, can't get it to go, but got fouled. And will go to the free throw line with a chance to get UMass Dartmouth on the board from there. Finally with 7:04 to go first quarter. Here's a look at the block by McMahon that set it up. Foul is on Villard. It's her first. Nakira Examond, 113 for 180 from the free throw line this year for 63%. She's right on the money there with her first tally of the ball game. A senior forward out of New Bedford, Massachusetts, and Greater New Bedford Voc Tech Regional, trying to make sure that this is not the last game of her storied collegiate career. She's the conference's leading scorer and rebounder, also the leading scorer in the history of the UMass Dartmouth athletic program. Corsairs on the board with 2, and they cut the deficit in half just over 3 minutes in. Good crowd, the late arriving crowd on hand here at the Tripp today. Ball to the baseline for Villard. Villard, bounce entry. Barry, beautiful spin move, gets fouled by Examon, scores it, and 1. Anna Barry was a force last night for Eastern Connecticut, and she's keeping it going right now. First foul on Nakira has consequences for the Corsairs as well. So Barry goes to the line, a 59% free throw shooter, 29 for 49, misses that one, and Examon secures the rebound. So UMD down by 4 as Korzek brings it into the front court. Corsairs still looking for their first field goal of the game. Tossed up, no good. Kicked out for Brown, up top for McMahon's going to try the straight on 3, and he's got it. First field goal of the ball game happens in style for UMass Dartmouth as Kayla McMahon picks up where she left off last night and cuts it to 1 at 6-5 with 6:20 remaining in the first quarter. Bounce entry down to the block for Barry, who kicks it back up high. Feed across the lane, looks like a held ball there, and the arrow belongs to Eastern Connecticut. Corsair fans salute the defensive effort by Ashley Brown. 9 seconds remaining on the shot clock for Eastern Connecticut. Entry pass, brought around up top, bounce to the left, jumper by Barry, that time offline. Villard with the offensive rebound and a putback. Maya Villard on the board for the first time. And Eastern gets its lead to 3 at 8-5. Korzek leaves it around to the left side. McMahon returns. Gonzalez thinking about the 3, dribbles inside instead and traveled before shoveling it out to Ashley Brown. Your officials for today's game, again, Luke Colabello, Heather Marino making that call, and Brian Alves. 5:44 to go first half. Eastern Connecticut has not yet trailed. They scored the first 4 points of the game and have played with the lead since. Villard tosses up top. Step fake to the right side, and now backing the ball out is Julie Keckler, who hasn't handled it much yet for Eastern Connecticut. Keckler Inside to Barry. Barry going up in traffic. That's got to be a jump ball there. It is, and this time the Corsairs have the arrow. Lots of hands ready on defense there for UMass Dartmouth, and Matt Ducharme will go to his bench for the first time. Megan Donovan will come in. Danielle Gonzalez goes to the bench with 5:16 remaining in the opening quarter, and quickly Denise Beerley will counter as she gets Julie Jordan on in place of Sabrina Lemaire. Entry pass comes into Ashley Brown. Brown into the front court. Races forward, switches to the right hand. Too much on the shot, but she gets her own miss. They go inside out. Korzak, extra pass. Brown all alone in the corner. No good off the back rim. Donovan got a piece of the rebound, but apparently put it off play off Serentino. Corsairs hang on to the ball with a fresh 30-second shot clock, and the player of the game last night, Kelsey Santagata, comes on the floor in place of Anna Barry, who gets some instructions from Denise Beerley. Brown looking to enter the ball, gets it into Donovan. Donovan on the far side, returns. Examon has post position on Santagata, but they didn't get her the ball. Brown at the top of the key, lobs in for Nakira. Nakira puts to the floor, rises over two defenders and scores. UMD back within one. That's the kind of play UMass Dartmouth is going to need Nakira Examon to make in order to win this game today. That's an All-American type play. For the conference's presumable player of the year, as the elbow jumper by Santagata is up and good. So Santagata picks up right where she left off last night. The senior out of Stamford, Connecticut, bumps the Eastern lead back up to 3. Korzak dribbling a little too fancy, lost the handle. Corsairs keep it. McMahon for the tie, no good. Rebound collected by Julie Jordan in off the Eastern bench, a junior guard, 5'4" out of Sterling, Connecticut, and Plainfield High. Baseline float is good for Jenna Serentino. Serentino's got her first points, a freshman out of Cromwell, Connecticut, and it's now 12-7 in favor of Eastern Connecticut. So the fast pace has served them well as they've scored the last 4. Korzak up and under, too much on the shot, and Villard clears it out to get that rebound. Timeout coming at the next whistle. 3:40 left to go in the first quarter. Shoveled out to the left side for Jordan. Jordan inside out. Offensive foul called on Jordan as Examon was able to take the charge. Second foul of the quarter on Eastern Connecticut, and it brings us to our first break. Lauren Empey will be coming on for the Corsairs and Lizzie Cretella for the Warriors when we come back. 3:35 to go first quarter. Your score, Eastern Connecticut 12, UMass Dartmouth 7. You're watching the 2019 Little East Conference Championship game on Little East TV and DC TV. Welcome back to the Tripp Athletic Center. Arnie trying to get the Corsairs fired up behind their bench as you see the 3 seniors from a year ago, Alicia Cutill, Leah Dowdy, and Chelsea Houlihan, who were turned away at the doorstep of a Little East Championship a year ago. They're here wanting the redemption, and so do their former teammates who were in uniform this afternoon. Flat start for UMD, though. They were held scoreless for almost 3 minutes to get it going. And it wasn't until Kayla McMahon's three-pointer, some 3.5 minutes in, that the Corsairs had their first field goal of the ball game. But they've gotten out of the blocks now and have to try to erase a 5-point deficit as they trail 12-7 with 3:32 to go in the first quarter. Brown around a high screen from Empey. Steps in, shoots, no good. Examon in close, and she's able to score on the follow. 6 points here for Nakira. She's got 6 of UMD's 9, and she's keeping the Corsairs in it almost single-handedly. Empey with a tough draw there on Santagata, gets her hands up, shots off the side of the backboard, and they call a held ball there. Empey was ripping it away. Corsairs fortunate in that they have the possession arrow, but that's not grounds for a whistle right there.
In substitution for the Warriors, checking in number 21, Lizzie Cretella.
Brown around the screen, gives it to Donovan. Donovan puts to the floor. Empey, they're daring her to put up the 3. She does. She'll miss short. Doesn't catch any iron, goes out of bounds. So Eastern Connecticut content to let Lauren Empey attempt 3-pointers. It's not her game. 2:57 to go in the opening quarter. Jordan tapping the top of her head to call up the play. And we have a whistle away from the ball. We're going to have a foul on UMass Dartmouth as Lauren Empey will get called for her first. Third foul on UMD, so they've got one more foul to give with 2:47 remaining in the first quarter. Jordan strikes the ball to get everybody in motion, lobs it out high, fits it into Santagata. Santagata gives to the right for Sarantino. Sarantino returns to the left for Critella. Critella backs it up over to Jordan. 17 to shoot, bounce entry for Santagata in the corner, stolen away by Examon on the entry pass to Villard. Excellent defensive play by Nakira. Now here come the Corsairs down 3. Examon over to Brown. Brown leaves it for Empey, and they'll dare her to shoot again. This time she'll misfire on a pass, and Empey writing her ticket to the bench. Big errors, 3 straight at both ends of the floor. And that'll put Kayla McMahon back on the floor with haste. 2:17 to play in the quarter, 12-9 the score. Critella bounces forward for Santagata. Santagata passes up top for Sarantino. Sarantino gives it left for Jordan. Dribble drive through the lane. Critella blocked by Donovan inside. Megan Donovan, the sophomore out of Abington, Mass, and Archbishop Williams making her presence felt on the defensive end. Corsairs have figured out the defense. They need the offense to match. Santagata catches in the corner. Brown goes for the steal, can't win the call. As Lou Colabella right over there keeping it with Eastern Connecticut. Here's another look at a Donovan block. Refused it on the way in. Critella puts the ball in play for Jordan. Jordan falling away, beat the buzzer, didn't hit the shot, and another big rebound there by Examon. They throw ahead to McMahon. Kayla McMahon, the star of the game last night for the Corsairs, backs it out, sends it around for Korzak. Korzak isolated, goes off the dribble, switches to the right hand, wild shot, no good. Barry, the rebound in front of Examon, who is very close to picking up a second foul there. 1:25 to play in a quarter that Eastern Connecticut's led almost from the jump. Corsairs got to within one briefly at 8-7, but they've been unable to tie it up since giving up that first basket. Santagata to the dribble drive, got fouled by McMahon. Corsairs fortunate that they had that one to give, so no free throws here. Eastern will be in the bonus for the remaining minute 12 of the first quarter. Ball in play, they'll bluff on the catch and shoot. Brought inside, right-hander, no good, punched around, the Corsairs get the rebound. Critella missing that time. McMahon has an open lane to the back door, and she got fouled on the way to the basket. Good foul given there by Barry. You don't want to give away 2 free points in that spot. And you see the difference it's made getting a more short-handed player in Kayla McMahon out there. She took the contact on the way by. First foul, as I mentioned, on Barry. And Kayla McMahon goes to the line, shooting 2, a 79% free throw shooter on the year, 30 out of 38, and she's right down the middle there.
Substitution for the Warriors, checking in number 23, Julie Kleckler.
McMahon, a junior out of Hanover, Mass, and Hanover High. Jordan Moretti comes into the game for UMass Dartmouth. Second free throw misses short, so UMD remains behind by a pair with a minute to go first quarter. Santagata's pass nearly stolen by Brown, but she's able to get it back, advances it down to the baseline. Should have been another charge there. A ton of contact, and they call nothing at all. Are you kidding me? It's got to be either an offensive or defensive foul. How can you see this much contact? I mean, you're going to see it in living color here. How is that nothing? Santagata shoots inside and knocks it down. So Eastern Connecticut catches a big break there as they're now in front by 4 at 14-10 with 33 seconds to go in the quarter. McMahon around for Brown. Brown off the dribble, inside right-hander. That's a make-up call if ever there was one. Score it and one, and Ashley Brown will go to the line trying to finish off the three-point play.
Eastern Connecticut foul, color number 23, Julie Kleckler.
Foul on Keckler is her first.
First team
Now Shea Carrero comes in place of Nikira Examond, and Empey will come back in for McMahon, making sure those players don't pick up cheap second fouls here on the final possession of the quarter. Ashley Brown, the best free throw shooter on the Corsairs, coming in at 85%, 44 for 52. And knocks that one down for the old-fashioned three-point play. So the Corsairs are made whole, if nothing else. And they're back within one with 25 seconds to go. Now the shot clock's turned off. Eastern can hold out for the final shot. Whether or not they will remains to be seen. Good double-team trap there by Donovan and Brown. Eastern gets the ball out. Hectic defense there by the Corsairs, who are not content to just let Eastern waste time. Jordan, what's the call? Offensive foul. Gets it back to UMD with 5 seconds to go. Examond and McMahon will rush back in to get the Corsairs some more shooting capacity with 5 seconds to go in the quarter. So the Corsairs have to pull this off on the quick. Moretti will inbound. They'll get the ball to Brown, and Brown's got the kind of range where she could heave from half court or close to it. She makes the catch, has to rush it forward. She's going to take this shot, pull up for three, misses short. And that's how the first quarter will come to an end. So Eastern Connecticut took the lead early. They maintained it throughout the quarter, but UMD got Ashley Brown going, and they got right to within 1 point at quarter's end. So 10 minutes under our belts here. We're about where we thought we'd be, an even matchup between two very good teams. At the end of one quarter of play, your score Eastern Connecticut 14, UMass Dartmouth 13. You're watching the 2019 Little East Conference Championship game on Little East TV and DC TV. Welcome back to UMass Dartmouth's Tripp Athletics Center, where things got lively in the waning seconds of the first quarter. UMass Dartmouth cut the deficit from 5 down to 1, and here we are 14-13 after one quarter of play. Jenna Sarantino puts the ball into Julie Keckler, and Keckler will bring it into the front court. Lob down for Santagata, whose jumper's no good off the front rim. Korzek collects the carom, and here come the Corsairs with a chance to take their first lead of the ball game. Swung around, and we have a foul away from the ball as Examond ended up hitting the deck. If this is on Barry, it would be an early second. It's on Santagata, not Barry, her first. And you see just the shove there by Santagata will prompt the whistle. Korzek hits, and UMD takes its first lead of the contest at 15-14. 25 seconds into the second quarter. Sarantino, bounce passes for Santagata. Good backdoor cut. Barry didn't make the catch. Ball out of bounds. UMD takes over on the turnover, and here's a look at UMD grabbing its first lead. A lot of contact there that time. Korzek was looking for a call, didn't get it, but she'll take the bucket for the lead. Now Moretti remains in there at point guard. Interesting move here by Matt Ducharme, who's been leaning more heavily on Gonzalez here in the tournament. Ball on the left side. Three ball up for McMahon. No good. Offensive rebound by Moretti. Kicks it through to Korzek. Fakes the backside three. Races the baseline. Draws contact, but again, no whistle. What does Jess Korzek have to do to get a foul call? 3-on-1. Ball back the other way, and it rattles in for Sabrina Lemaire. Warriors back in front by 1 at 16-15. Lob to the right side. Moretti looks at a three. Knocks it down. Jordan Moretti, the freshman, making a big one right there to give UMD its first 2-point lead of the game at 18-16. Keckler out to the right side for Sarantino. Had it knocked away by Donovan, but recovers. 15 to shoot now for the Warriors. Barry puts to the floor, runs inside on McMahon, right-hander no good, and McMahon able to wall off the glass and get the carom. 8:10 to go in the half. UMD with the ball and the lead, looking to build a lead for the first time. Carrero inside out. Moretti, heat check. No, off the front rim. And then an over-the-back foul on Carrero as Santagata grabbed the rebound. So an interesting decision here by Matt Ducharme as he's got Nakira Examon on the bench for extra rest through the end of the first quarter. She's got only the one foul. Usually fouls dictate when she rests in the first half, but there's nothing usual about this game. Bid to the NCAA tournament on the line. Sorrentino steps inside, runs into traffic, swatted inside by Donovan. Korzek through the pack, 3-on-2 up the floor for the Corsairs. Santagata hustles back and breaks it up. UMD ball, but an excellent hustle play by Kelsey Santagata to prevent the layup. Moretti will trigger the baseline out of bounds, puts it in play for Korzek. Quick catch and shoot is good. UMD's now built its largest lead at 20-16. UMD on a 7-2 run to start the second quarter. Ashley Brown coming to the table to check back in. Santagata traveled before the pass. UMD playing with some momentum for the first time. Denise Beerley knows it, so she's going to get Maya Villard back in there. Santagata comes to the bench, and Matt Ducharme quickly counters with Nakira Examon, who will go in for Shea Carrero. Carrero's got to get off the floor in a hurry so the Corsairs can inbound the ball. Ball back in play now for Moretti. He'll bring it into the front court. Moretti leaves it. McMahon, why not? Blocked from in front of her by Barry, but Examon comes away with the ball, steps inside, and gets fouled on the floor prior to the shot. That foul is going to be on Julie Keckler, and that's Keckler's second foul. So decision time now for Denise Beerley. Does she let a player ride with two fouls in the Little East Championship game, or does she go to the bench for another point guard with 7:13 left to go? The answer will be the latter. Lizzie Cretella quickly dispatched back into the game. Big spot here for Cretella, the junior out of Cheshire, Connecticut, and St. Paul Catholic, and that prompts a 30-second timeout by Denise Beerley. And that will become the media timeout. Good move there by Denise Beerley. We'll take it as well. 7:13 to go in the first half. Your score, Corsairs 20, Warriors 16. We'll take a quick break and come right back. You're watching the 2019 Little East Conference Championship game on Little East TV and DC TV.
Division 3 allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Welcome back. As you see the UMass Dartmouth class of 2018 there, Alicia Cutil, who is the Little East Conference Player of the Year, Leah Dowdy there in the middle, and Chelsea Houlihan, UMass Dartmouth's point guard from a year ago. Behind some faces over there on the right, hiding from the camera at the moment, but an outstanding group that won a ton of games for UMass Dartmouth, but they just didn't win this game. Now, they went well beyond this, went to the Elite Eight together as juniors in 2017, but when they had the chance to win the school's first Little East Championship last season, didn't quite work out, so they all made it a point to make sure they were back here today to support their succeeding teammates in 2019. Moretti, 1 for 2 from 3, steps inside, gets blocked inside by Barrett. Eastern too tall up front for Moretti to be taking that particular shot inside. Sorrentino returns it for Lemaire. Lemaire drops it. Villard hands off. Inside, Villard on Examon. Throws a good pass to Barry. Got Korzek to leave her feet. Waited for her to come down and then made the shot. Good offensive first half for Anna Barry. She's got 6. And Eastern Connecticut's back within 2 at 20-18. Brown puts to the floor. Kicks back. Moretti open for another 3. Yes! Jordan Moretti off the bench with 2 triples, making it happen for UMass Dartmouth, and they've got their largest lead at 23-18. Entry pass for Barry, loses the handle, loose on the floor. Corsairs looking to lock it up, they can't do it. Eastern gets an open three out of it, no good off the back rim. Offensive rebound, blocked from behind by Kayla McMahon. Now it's the Corsairs looking to run the floor with 6 minutes to go in the half. Lob forward, knocked away from Examon and out of bounds. UMD will retain possession with 5:58 to go in the quarter. Santagata back in. Cretella goes to the bench. So Eastern going tall here with Barry, Villard, and Santagata all out there at the same time. Korzek over to the right side. Brown with a catch. She'll step back for three. Bounces out. Rebound collected by Sorrentino. Corsairs going to need some perimeter shooting here with all this size on the floor for EastCon right now. Lemaire pushes to the left for Sorrentino. Santagata from the wing with 14 to shoot. Free throw line jumper is a brick. Villard with the catch and got fouled on the follow, and that's an early second foul on Nakira Examon, who's pleading her case, but she's probably headed back to the Pine with 5:22 to go in the half. And she's standing straight up and down. Villard now going to the free throw line. 70% free throw shooter on the season. Makes the first. So Examon comes out, and the spotlight shines brightly on Shea Carrero, who's got a big job for the next 5 minutes, 22 seconds, and that's play well enough to keep the Corsairs in the lead, with Nakira Examon presumably off the floor for the rest of the half. Villard hits her second. And so the pendulum starting to swing back in Eastern Connecticut's favor. 23-20 with 5:17 to go. McMahon around to the right side for Donovan. Donovan leaves it. Good ball motion around to the left. Brown races in, and a foul. I think that's going to be on Barry. No, they're going to go Sorrentino instead. First foul on Sorrentino. Third foul on EastCon, so they've got only one left to give. McMahon was open there off the inbound. They do get her the ball. She dribbles inside, leaves it for Brown. Brown traveled off the first step. And it goes back over to EastCon with 5:05 remaining in the half. UMass Dartmouth 22-4 overall on the year. Eastern Connecticut 18-8. Eastern Connecticut unlikely to get an at-large to the NCAA tournament. UMass Dartmouth maybe a 50-50 proposition. Santagata across to the right side. Villard traveled prior to the shot. UMD coming up with a key stop there, and Matt Ducharme barking the instructions in at Kayla McMahon, as if to say you got lucky this time with the travel, but you've got to do what you've got to do on the defensive end. Donovan up top for Brown. Brown to the dribble, leaves it. McMahon's pass batted away. She gets it back. Santagata, which way are they calling this foul? They're going to call that on McMahon, who lost the ball. And we'll take another look at it. Eastern Connecticut very enthused by that call, and understandably so. It's McMahon's second foul, so UMass Dartmouth in some hot water right now. Brown's the only starter on the floor. Empey and Carrero both in the front court for probably the rest of the half, as McMahon's got to sit with the two fouls. And UMD's got to get the smoke and mirrors out to make it through the next 4.5. Right-hand shot, no good. Donovan gets up for the rebound. Donovan to the timeline, into the front court. Bounce entry for Shea Carrero. Takes on Villard. Rises, shoots, no good. Tries to get back in and gives a foul. Second foul on Shea. UMD in some serious foul trouble as Eastern Connecticut's in the bonus with 4:10 left to go in the half. Handoff to the top of the key, kick left, Barry right-handed jumper, no good. Rebound leaks out. Moretti chases it down, and she's going to force the issue. On the move in transition. Lobs cross court for Brown over to Donovan. You'll take that shot when you can get it, no good. got a piece of the window. Offensive rebound by Carrero, who goes up and scores. Big bucket there for Shea Carrero, the freshman out of Durfee High. And Fall River Mass gets UMass Dartmouth back in front by 5 at 25-20. Every possession critical, with McMahon and Exum both off the floor. Santagata the dribble drive. Right-hander, no good. Offensive rebound for Barry. And who are they going to call it on this time? It doesn't matter. It's going to be free throws any way you slice it. The foul will be on Moretti. It's her first. We'll take another look at Shea Carrero doing work on the offensive glass to get the putback. Corsairs looking forward to seeing a lot more of this over the next 3 years. So Barry at the line shooting 2. Her first up on its way and good. She's a 59% free throw shooter. Came in at 29 for 49 on the season. Barry's second is good. 3-point game with 3:22 still to go in the first half. Moretti leaves it for Brown. Lob entry to Carrero, who got bumped. I mean, that's got to be a call there. Back the other way. Eastern advances. Loose ball. Donovan gets her hand in there to make the steal. Corsairs in a foot race. 3-on-3 up the floor. Donovan kicks to the wing. Moretti's going to pop another 3. No good. Empey got pushed out of the way. No call. Brown open for the baseline. Jumper and knocks it down. Ashley Brown up to 5 on the day. UMD's got its game-high lead back at 27-22. And Matt Ducharme sends Danielle Gonzalez to the scorer's table for her second stint on the afternoon. 2:40 remaining in the first half. Bounce entry into Villard. Corsairs get 2 defenders on her. She scores anyway. Big matchup advantage right now for Eastern Connecticut with Villard in there and Exum out. Donovan backs it out off a couple of dribbles and around to Empey. Empey, yes! And one. Anna Barry at long last picks up her second foul. And Lauren Empey, the sophomore out of Middleborough, heads to the stripe with 2:19 remaining in the half.
Foul the basket out the line for the Corsairs. Number 15, Lauren Empey, team 1.
Empey, a 64% free throw shooter this year, 21 for 33. As Shea Carrero sneaks over to Matt Ducharme on the Corsair bench for some further instruction on what she's supposed to be doing at both ends. Empey's free throw bounces out. Santagata grabs the rebound. 2:15 and counting remaining in the first half. UMD in front by 5. Sabrina Lemaire up top. Santagata off to Cretella. Cretella back up for Villard. Villard with the bounce entry for Santagata. Empey, the double whammy. Gave the foul and allowed the basket. Santagata headed to the stripe trying to make it a 2-point game again. If you're going to commit the foul, you have to make sure the basket doesn't get scored. Santagata's free throw, no good off the back rim. Carrero collects the miss as we come under 2 minutes remaining in the half. Donovan, one dribble, back up top. Carrero's going to pop a 3, no good off the front rim. So we've seen Carrero and Empey both attempt 3-pointers, and the Corsairs commit another huge no-no, a foul in the bonus. All the way at the other end of the floor with a $1:43 remaining in the first half. Fouls on Ashley Brown. It's her first.
At the line for the Warriors, number 21 was Cretella, shooting 2.
And Cretella is going to go to the line, shooting a pair of free throws. Came in at 67% from the line this year, 24 for 36, and she's got the first. Cretella's first point of the ball game. Second, no good. Gonzalez goes up to grab it and advances for Donovan. Donovan out to Ashley Brown. Brown with a good shot fake. Gives to Empey, a right-hander, no good. Arms flying all around. Ball loose, and the Corsairs come out of the pack with it, and a foul given there by Sarantino. Eastern, to their good fortune, had it to give. Or actually, no, they didn't. Beg your pardon, that was number 5. A little late with the trigger figure over on the scoreboard, so that will put Brown to UMass Dartmouth's good fortune at the line. She's got 2 to shoot, an 85% free throw shooter on the year. Bonus free throws in the truest sense of the word. Good job by the Corsairs scrapping for that loose ball and turning it into at least 1 point. Gonzalez back in, Donovan to the bench with 1:29 remaining. Brown hits both. Corsairs coming up with several different ways to get offense, with McMahon and Eximond off the floor in foul trouble early. 1:22 to go. Back down, bounce entry down low for Villard. Villard gets in, shoots and scores. That's the best matchup Eastern has for the remainder of this first half. They've taken advantage of it twice now. Korzek crossover, drops it for Carrero. Her shot bounces out. Carrero gets it back, goes up. Can't get the shot to drop, but gets the harm and will get herself to the line with 1:04 to play in the half. Fouls piling up on both sides here. Danielle O'Brien called for her first foul. O'Brien, a freshman guard out of Rockland, Mass. And Rockland High. Carrero at the line, shooting 2, knocks down the first. Shea, a 63% free throw shooter on the season. Now with 3 points on the afternoon. And make it 4. 33-29, Corsairs maintaining a multi-possession advantage for the moment. Eastern trying to change that here with the ball and under 1 minute to go. Villard loses it, taken by Gonzalez. Gonzalez races into the front court, drops it back, Empey with the ball, off to Gonzalez. Brown steps in, right-hander, bounces out, Santagata the rebound. Shot clock turned off. Eastern gets a chance to hold out for the final shot, and Denise Beerley gives that slow down instruction. So UMass Dartmouth, barring something unforeseen, will have the lead at halftime after trailing by 1 after 1. Eastern trying to take a couple back. Left-hander, wild shot, bounces in for Sabrina Lemaire. Corsairs with 5 seconds to come in the back door. They get it ahead to Brown. Brown tried to beat the buzzer in the first, does it again here. Wild shot, no good. She's looking for a foul call. You're not going to get that call in the final second of a half. It just doesn't happen. Take another peek at that last basket by Eastern Connecticut. Trick shot there by Lemaire, well wide of the window, but got it to go. And so at the end of one half of basketball, we don't know anything more than we did at the beginning. UMass Dartmouth with the lead as they outscore Eastern Connecticut in the second quarter by a score of 20-17, and they lead by 2 overall as we head into halftime. So, stage set for a thrilling second half in the Little East Championship game. Don't you go anywhere if you're watching this one live. We'll be back in 15 minutes with second half action. If you're watching on DC TV, just sit tight. We'll be right back with third quarter action here on DC TV. Welcome back to the Tripp Athletics Center as we get set for second half action. UMass Dartmouth with a tenuous 2-point lead, 33-31. And you take a look at the first half numbers. The three-pointers have helped UMass Dartmouth. They've shot them in volume, as a lot of teams like to do now. And hey, you make 20% of them if you attempt enough. It's 9 points to the good, right? UMass Dartmouth's also done well at the free throw line, where they're 8 of 10 versus Eastern Connecticut's 5 for 9. The overall percentage better for Eastern Connecticut, but they've had quite a few more attempts as they've attempted. They're 13 of 33 to UMass Dartmouth's 11 of 35. As you see, no real true leader in terms of scoring. Barry and Villard each have 8. Brown with 7 over on UMass Dartmouth's side of things, so it's pretty evenly distributed. You have talented starting fives all the way around. It's a lot like what Denise Beerley was telling us last night. You have two similar teams, two strong teams, and two teams that are playing very well when it matters most at the end of the season. So again, if you missed it, and if you're watching live, I guess all of you missed it at the beginning, this is for everything. Automatic qualification to the 2019 NCAA tournament is on the line here. Both teams shaky at best chances of getting into the NCAA tournament at large, so it really truly is all on the line here in 20 minutes of basketball. This is what you work the whole year for, from summertime pickup games into October practices, into non-league competition, through finals, through Christmas, and then back into the Little East Conference grind. You try to get on this court with a chance to win it in the second half, and that's what both these teams have done. Nakira Examon misses on the left-handed take. She's back into the game with her 2 fouls. So is Kayla McMahon for UMass Dartmouth, as the Corsairs have their full starting 5 out on the floor, as do the Warriors. Bounce entry refused by Examon as she keeps it away from Villard. 26 seconds in, Eastern Connecticut with the ball, and this really, for as long as this game remains close, it really is going to be a story of possession by possession for the entirety of this second half. Barry misses the shot. Villard came away with the offensive rebound, but then traveled. And now UMD will gain control with 9:30 to play third quarter. So no change in the score over the first 30 seconds. Danielle Gonzalez, who's on the bench for much of the first half, gives it up and tosses over to the left for Korzek. Korzek with that sweep behind-the-back dribble like she likes to do, off to Examond outside. McMahon gets her defender to leave her feet, runs in for the mid-range, and it does not drop. Barry comes away with a rebound for Eastern Connecticut. Keckler up top, around to the right side, bounce to the right wing. Lemaire lobs over to the left, catch and shoot three-pointer on the way, and good for Julie Keckler. Gets her first points of the ball game, and Eastern Connecticut takes its first lead of the second half at 34-33. Korzek looking inside, didn't have Examon, brings it in herself, bounces through across to Gonzalez. Gonzalez backs it out. She'll spot up and take a 3. No good off the near side rim. Examon lost it out of bounds, and it'll go over to Eastcon. Let's take another look at this big shot by Julie Keckler. Gave her just enough room to get it off comfortably, and she made the most of it. Eastern now playing with the lead with 8:20 to go, third quarter. Villard lost the handle, but Eastern had Anna Barry in the right spots. They recover with 12 to shoot. Ball out on the left wing, dribble inside, right. Stolen away by Gonzalez, who stepped out of bounds. Great play, and really she gets punished for how cleanly she took that away. Usually the ball ends up bouncing on the floor. Everybody chases it. Quite the effort there by Gonzalez, who almost couldn't believe she had the ball. So 6 seconds left to shoot. They get it into Villard, and McMahon gives the foul. That hurts. Villard has no chance of beating you from out there with that shot clock winding down. You've got to back off in that situation. McMahon picks up a very early third foul with 18 minutes left in the game. So a fresh 30-second shot clock is a big boon for Eastern Connecticut. Villard up top. Sorrentino stripped on the way up again by Gonzalez. She throws ahead for Ashley Brown, who chases it down, lays it up, gets it to drop, and the Corsairs go back in front 35-34. Big play there in the open court by Ashley Brown, who had a razor-slim window of opportunity. Made it count. Another three-pointer up and good for Julie Keckler, who's made back-to-back triples. Eastern by 2 at 37-35. Gonzalez lobs it in for Eximon. She goes up, gets it to drop, and we're tied. Akira threatening to take over. 37 all with 7:07 to play third quarter. Bounce entry, Villard throws it into the front row. Corsairs get a key stop there. Jordan Moretti will come back in. Danielle Gonzalez heads to the bench. And Eastern Connecticut puts Julie Jordan back on. Sabrina Lemaire goes to the bench. So UMD now with a chance to regain the lead. This whole second half has been played within 2 points. Brown, dribble drive to the right side, gets it to drop off the window. Ashley Brown heating up. Corsairs by 2 at 39-37. Jordan to the corner. Back up top for Barry. Barry traveled and got away with it. Villard misses Wilds to some basketball justice there. Brown looking forward. Korzak wanted the ball. Brown couldn't see her. McMahon into traffic. Gets it off the window to go. UMass Dartmouth hot shooting all the way around. And UMD has a 4-point lead now at 41-37, their largest lead of the second half. Lob entry knocked away by Eximond out of bounds. Remains Eastern Connecticut ball with 6:02 to play in the third quarter. Jordan will send it in, and Kelsey Santagata comes back on for EastCon, replacing Jenna Sarantino. Santagata showed you a lot of skill in last night's matchup. Excellent footwork, excellent shooting. And she figures to make a difference as she takes Brown off the dribble. Spins, gives it up. Barry, free throw line jumper, bounces in. Brown was just inside the free throw line. Gets that to go, so UMD back within 2 at 41-39. Brown takes a high screen from McMahon. Does not step into the shot. McMahon takes a contested shot blocked by Barry. Brown had some room to let that three-pointer fly. Usually she takes those. Didn't that time. Now Korzak will come out. Megan Donovan back in with 5:38 to play third quarter. Brown takes a high screen from Eximond and drops off of it. It's going to be a foul on Keckler, her third. It's the third time today Nakira has been able to take a charge. And Keckler's saying she took a dive, and sometimes that happens. Keckler's going to come out here. Cretella back in. Crafty move there by Eximond to get Eastern Connecticut's hot three-point shooter out of the game. Speaking of hot three-point shooters, Donovan all alone in the corner, misses that time. Bullard grabs the count. And the Warriors will try to tie it or take the lead with 5:25 to play third quarter. Santagata gets the high screen. Steps, lobs inside. Barry with the catch, blocked inside by Eximond, who rips the ball away. Advances to McMahon. Corsairs running the floor. Kayla McMahon lays it up, lays it in. Huge play there on the defensive end by Eximond, and it turns into 2 quick points for the Corsairs, who now lead it by 4 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Timeout coming at the next whistle. Moretti traps in Jordan, who gets rid of the ball off to Cretella. Cretella lobs it in for Barry, who goes up, gets it to go. Anna Barry with a dozen to lead all Eastern Connecticut scorers. McMahon looking for the three. No, that would have brought this room to its feet. Santagata hands off for Jordan. And Jordan into the front court. Eastern weathering the storm here, looking to tie or take the lead. And a foul given by Moretti, which will bring us to our break. Second foul on Moretti. And the second foul of the quarter on UMass Dartmouth. 4:24 to go, third quarter. We've got a good one. Text your friends. UMass Dartmouth 43, Eastern Connecticut 41. You're watching the 2019 Little East Conference Championship game on Little East TV and DC TV.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
it's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
Welcome back to the Tripp Athletic Center. Things getting mighty interesting here at the Tripp. Arnie trying to get the Corsair faithful into it. They worked hard all year to win the regular season championship with a league record of 14-2 to Eastern Connecticut's 12-4. That's why this game is here and not there. And the Corsair fans full-throated in their support of the home squad today. Both teams playing at a high level, as you would expect at this time of year. Whoever gets this one will have certainly earned their trip to the NCAAs. 4:24 to go, third quarter. Both teams have held the lead in this third. UMD had it at 41-37. And Eastern has taken that down to 2 on a couple of occasions, including right now. Julie Jordan bounces to Villard. Villard takes Examond off the dribble. Can't get it to go. The ball's loose. Villard comes away with it. Goes up over Examond and scores. Examond being careful to make sure she doesn't pick up a foul there. It costs her a little in terms of defensive aggressiveness. Ball inside. Examond gets it right back. How's that for an answer? Counterpunch by Examond. Playing her defense on offense at the moment as those 2 points come out in the wash. Corsairs with a 2-point lead again with 3:47 to go, third quarter. Lob entry for Barry, who spins, shoots, can't get it to drop, gets her miss, goes back up, and will go to the free throw line. Foul called on Megan Donovan. Donovan's first is the third on UMass Dartmouth with 3:39 to go in the quarter. And as we get another look, Donovan getting a piece of her arm. Barry misses the first one off the front rim, came in at 59% for the season. She'll get one more look at it here to try to make it a 1-point game with 3:39 to go in the third. Missed them both. Write that down at 45-43. Brown lets one fly and hits. Oh, that hurts. Ashley Brown creates the 5-point swing off the missed free throws, sticking the triple. And UMD take its largest lead of the second half at 48-43. Santa got a double. Villard traveled. UMass Dartmouth in full control right now, up by 5 with the ball. And let's see if the Corsairs can get themselves a 3-possession lead, something that's been unavailable both ways for almost the entirety of this game. Brown kicks out for Donovan. Donovan steps inside, loses the ball, loose on the floor. Eastern Connecticut comes away with it. Jordan with a long throw ahead to Santagata. She'll lay it up. No! Santagata misses the bunny. That would have made it a 3-point game. Corsair fans coming to life. Donovan races inside, drops it home, and UMass Dartmouth leads it by 7, 50-43, with 2:43 to play in the third, and 1. Foul on Santagata is her second. 2 huge missed opportunities by Eastern Connecticut. 2 missed free throws by Barry. A missed layup by Santagata, and the Corsairs have made them pay for it both times at both ends. Donovan misses the free throw, so the lead is 7, not 8. New high water mark for UMD, first 7-point lead of the game. And Denise Beerley will call that 30-second timeout that by rule becomes a media timeout here in tournament action. Corsairs with their best showing of the day take their biggest lead of the day, and the opportunities in front of them now. 2:37 to go, third quarter. Your score, Corsairs 50, Warriors 43. You're watching UMass Dartmouth basketball and the Little East Tournament Final on Little East TV and DC TV.
It's on us. It's on all of us. And it's time to act now.
It's on us to start the change. It's on us to be the change. It's on us. It's on Division III. It's on all of us to stop sexual assault.
Welcome back to UMass Dartmouth, where the Corsairs have taken their largest lead of the afternoon. They have capitalized in a big way on two huge mistakes by Eastern Connecticut. Anna Barry going 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Transitioned into a three-pointer by Ashley Brown at the other end. Next possession, Kelsey Santagata misses an open layup with footsteps coming from behind her from Nakira Examon. Corsairs get it back down the other way. Megan Donovan hits a shot. And so really a 9-point swing tied up right there as the fans getting excited here in a big way with 2:37 to play in the third quarter. Now, of course, we are far from finished. Eastern Connecticut put up over 90 points last night. They can score it at will and often. No lead will be safe in this game. Dribble drive by Jordan, misses again inside. Examon with another huge rebound. Corsairs playing with the lead and with control. 2:20 to play, third quarter. Corsairs trying to keep the pressure on. Brown kicks out. Moretti, does she have another? Yahtzee! 10-point lead! (53-43) with 2 minutes to go. Bounce entry. Oh, they call a foul there on Nakira, laying out for the steal against Villard. Third foul on Nakira, who's about due for a rest anyway, and Shea Carrero will supply it right here and now. 1:53 to go. New shot clock here for Eastern Connecticut. Korzak going to come back on for the Corsairs in place of Ashley Brown. Julie Jordan comes out.
And number 33, just Korzak. And checking in for the Warriors, number 10, Jenna Sarantino.
Sarantino lobs it in. .24 on the shot clock. Santagata spins, shoots, no good. Villard the rebound. Eastern needed it and got it. Warriors were in sore need of a bucket right there, and they climb back to within 8. Just over a minute and a half remaining third quarter. Korzak stops, leaves it out for Donovan. Donovan returns. Moretti fakes, steps in, gives it up for Carrero, and Carrero... Are they really going to call this a foul? They are. Foul on Eastern Connecticut. Barry looked like she had that ball locked up pretty good. But Barry picks up her third foul. Take another peek at it here. Looks like a pretty straightforward jump ball there. And they make up for it by calling a travel right away on the Corsairs. Third foul on Barry. 3 fouls for the quarter on Eastern Connecticut. Now remember, Eastern is in the bonus here with 1:17 to go. Pull up, three-pointer, no good off the front rim. Korzak grabs the rebound off the Keckler miss. Korzak in motion, keeps it going all the way in. Blocked inside by Villard, but on the follow, Barry gives her 4th foul, which sends Jordan Moretti to the line. Barry with 12 points today, tied for most for Eastern Connecticut, with 4 fouls here early. And she'll have to come off, one would think, for a while. Moretti misses the first of 2. Moretti, 67% from the line this year, came in at 18 for 27, so not a lot of attempts. Barry stays out there. Cretella comes out of the game with 1:05 to play. Second free throw rattles in for Jordan Moretti. And the freshman from Johnston, Rhode Island, widens the Corsair lead up to 9. Palindrome on the scoreboard at 54-45. Corsairs' largest lead of the game. Bounce entry for Santagata. Spins, shoots, walled off by Donovan. Rebound, Carrero. The kids are all right for UMass Dartmouth right here. Moretti bringing it forward. Backs it up, throws up top for McMahon. Korzak enters to Carrero. Carrero inside out. Moretti looking for a big one. No. Rebound collected by Sarantino with 30 seconds to play. Eastern's held for the final shot of each quarter, and they're going to try to do that again here. UMass Dartmouth, at a minimum, will have a 6-point lead headed to the fourth quarter. A dynamic third quarter of basketball for Matt Ducharme's troops. Eastern looking to get something to the good here before the fourth quarter starts. Jordan bounces it over. Barry having trouble on the handle. Passes Santagata into Villard. Villard shoots, scored, and one. Big play there by Maya Villard. A chance at the three-point play with 3.3 seconds remaining. Shea Carrero picks up her third foul there. There's really just nothing you can do. Villard, a unique weapon. Examon will come back in here. Carrero and Korzek go to the bench. Brown comes back in. It's Matt Ducharme trying to give himself the best shot at picking up points in the remaining 3.3 seconds. Villard hits. Big possession there by Eastern to erase a third of the deficit before the end of the quarter. Brown's got to get this one off. Does it in time. Does not go. And at the end of 3 quarters of play, UMass Dartmouth takes a 6-point lead into the final checkpoint. UMD at the half led 33-31, so they win that quarter as they put up a game-high 21 points. And they hold Eastern to 17 for the second consecutive quarter. So here we go, 10 more minutes to determine a Little East Conference champion. We'll find out what happens when we return. Your score after 3, UMass Dartmouth 54, Eastern Connecticut 48. You're watching the 2019 Little East Conference Championship game on Little East TV and DC TV. Fourth quarter set to begin at UMass Dartmouth's Tripp Athletics Center. This was the vision for UMass Dartmouth 365 days ago when they fell 65-56 at the hands of UMass Boston. They wanted to get back here. They wanted one more shot at it with Nakira Examon to try to win the program's first ever Little East Conference Championship. They took care of business all year long and won the regular season championship. They took care of business last night to advance to the final. They've handled the first 30 minutes and given themselves a chance with a 6-point lead. But they're still facing an excellent opponent who's got 10 more minutes to do something about it. Get ready, should be great. Villard tries to hit again, misses from the free throw line. Brown grabs the rebound. Ashley Brown into the front court, out to the right side. Gibbs gets it back, passes to Examon. Examon runs in, gets fouled by Villard, and will go to the free throw line. Foul on Villard is just her second. It's important first foul of the quarter against Eastern Connecticut. Akira, a 63% free throw shooter on the year. She's got 10 points on the day. Misses the first, and it remains a 2-possession game at 54-48. Every tally so critical, with the championship on the line and just 9:33 to go. Second misses short, so write that down. 2 key misses by Eastern in the third quarter. Examon with 2 big misses at 54-48 to keep it a 6-point game. Now, can Eastern make it hurt in the other direction the way that Ashley Brown did to Eastern Connecticut in the third quarter? Travel inside on Barry. Denise Pearley, interestingly, is riding Anna Barry. Did not take her out of the game when she picked up her 4th foul, as this deficit really requires her to keep her best scorers out there, and Barry certainly is that. Brown loses it off her foot, keeps it in the front court, but then throws into a steal. Would have been better off with the violation. Ball loose on the floor. Moretti gets her hands on it, so does Santagata. We've got a jump ball, and the Corsairs have the arrow with 9:05 left in regulation. Palpable tension in the building right now. I think everybody knows it's not going to stay a 6-point game for too much longer. This figures to be a nail-biter down to the end. Brown gets the high screen from Examon, shifts it around to the right side. Corsairs move it all the way around the perimeter. Moretti left alone, top of the key, 4-3! Jordan Moretti staking her claim as one of the premier shooters in the Little East Conference on its largest stage. Here on Championship Saturday, UMD in front again by 9, their second largest lead of the game. Santagata with the miss. Villard misses on the follow. McMahon with the ball, and the Corsairs with a chance to put a stranglehold on this one. Donovan, the floor rises. No, hit the top of the backboard. And the whistle is blown. Everybody coming to their feet around the trip there would have put the Corsairs up a dozen. Instead, the lead stays at 9 with 8:20 remaining. Jordan advances for Santagata. Santagata, bounce entry. Villard with some nice moves through the lane. They call a foul on McMahon. That's McMahon's 4th. Now that could be a big difference in this game. We haven't seen Lauren Empey in the game in a long time. Does she get the call here? She does. So Villard at the line shooting 2 with her team down by 7. They're all critical for Eastern Connecticut. Villard hits the first.
Substitution for the Corsairs, checking in number 15, Lauren Empey.
Lauren Empey back in. Kayla McMahon goes to the bench with the 4 fouls. She hits both. 2 key makes there for Eastern Connecticut to keep them within 7 at 57-50 with 8 minutes to go. Brown off the dribble, right-hander, no. Quick rebound, quick stop. That's what you need when you're down late. Quick stops and chances to turn them into points at the other end. Eastern Connecticut a chance to make some real headway here with 7:45 remaining. Jordan stops the ball. Saved in bounds by Ashley Brown, who gets it out to Moretti. Tried to feed it ahead to Examon, but it got tipped and taken away by Anna Barry. Villard scored and one. They call the foul on Empey. Big potential 5-point swing there. Corsairs had a chance at a breakaway. Moretti couldn't get the ball up high enough to lob it over to Examon. And now Eastern with a chance to draw within 4. Villard, who just made 2 at the line. Jordan comes out. Julie Keckler back in. Keckler on the floor with 3 fouls. Villard money from the free throw line, and here come the Warriors. They've cut a 9-point deficit down to 4 with 7:28 to go. Remember, Donovan missed that three-pointer that would have put the Corsairs up 12. Eastern Connecticut's been controlling the play since. McMahon out of the game with 4 fouls. Brown looking for the straight on. 3 is good! Ashley Brown keeping her foot on the pedal. 17 points. And the Corsair lead back to 7 at 60-53. Santagata to the dribble drive. Throws it up, gets it to go. Both offenses coming alive here late. Under 7 minutes to play. Brown gives it up for Examon. Dribble drive inside. She gets swatted. Ball out of bounds. Corsairs keep it with 19 to shoot. It's as if both teams feel like they've got to score 80 points to win this game. They're playing as if the game's in its final minute with 7 minutes left. An amazing level of urgency both ways. Immense respect that both sides have for one another. As that foul is given by Sorrentino. That'll be her 3rd. Second foul of the quarter on Eastern. Fouls are even at 2 aside with 6:40 to play. .640, ball comes into Brown and she backs it up. Fresh shot clock for the Corsairs. They'll use a little of it. An offensive foul on Nakira Examon. Set a pretty clean screen there. And she's called for a moving screen. That's her 4th foul, and here we go again. Shades of 2018 when Nakira Examon went into the final critical minutes of the Little East Championship game with 4 fouls. Killer call there against UMass Dartmouth as their biggest advantage. Now neutralized with 6.5 minutes still to play. Look out for Maya Villard, number 40. Santagata loses the handle out of bounds. Eastern keeps the ball. So 6:26 to go. You'll recall if you watched last year that fateful pass from Alicia Cutil out toward Nakira Examon. which resulted in her 5th foul, and UMass Boston ran away with the game thereafter. Corsairs going to try to avoid that at all costs here today. Keckler's made a couple of threes today, but this time she dribbles inside, throws it up, no. Empey's got her hands on it. It's a jump ball. Eastern Connecticut has the arrow with 6:12 remaining. Almost this entire fourth quarter has had a last 2 minutes feel to it. Kind of amazing that there's this much time remaining, given the way it feels to be in here right now. Keckler up top with 25 to shoot. Moretti staring her down. Moretti playing huge minutes in this championship game. Santagata rises, no, over everything. Brown catches the air ball. Brown into the front court, puts on the brakes. She'll continue the ball handling here. Darts inside, bounces in for Carrero. Can't get the bounce. Off the rim and out. Santagata brings it forward with 5:40 remaining. Still a 5-point game here. Corsairs in front. They've led by as many as 10. Bounce entry. Foul on the floor. The basket does not count. The foul's on the floor against Ashley Brown. Eastern Connecticut apoplectic on their bench, as you might expect, as they lose 2 key points there. Denise Beerley all over Brian Alves making that call. Last foul to give for UMass Dartmouth, though, so Eastern will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Villard runs over Shea Carrero and gets to the cup and scores. Villard threatening to take the game over now with a game-high 22 points. 3-point game at 60-57. 5:10 to go, and Matt Ducharme going to call a timeout with 5:10 remaining in the quarter. Now, there was immediate timeout coming underneath 5 minutes, but here, this will just be, I believe, a 30-second timeout. Nope, they're taking it, so we will too. 5:10 left to go in the Little East Conference finale. Your score, Corsairs 60, Warriors 57. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching the Little East Conference Championship game on Little East TV and DC TV.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
Nail-biting time at the Tripp Athletic Center. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the Little East Conference Tournament. UMass Dartmouth clinging to a 3-point lead, but with some serious issues. 4 fouls for Kayla McMahon, 4 fouls for Nakira Examon. Over on the Eastern Connecticut side, it's Anna Barry who's got 4 fouls. This game has been slowly building toward this climax all day long. Matt Ducharme still arguing the moving screen call against Nakira Examon that resulted in the 4th foul. And the ball comes in play to Ashley Brown. Corsairs up by 3. If they can keep that 2-possession cushion, they'll be okay for a little while. Brown knows it, takes the shot from the free throw line, can't get it to go. Villard grabs the rebound, and here's Eastern Connecticut's big chance. They were down 54-48 when Nakira Examon made 2 free throws, and they've gone on quite the run since then. 12-3 to be precise. Villard to make it a 1-point game, no. Brown grabs the rebound. 4:40 remaining. An eternity left in a 3-point game. Examon remains on the bench, so does McMahon. McMahon now comes to the table. Bounce pass sneaks through to Brown. Miscommunication between Empey and Donovan. Carrero to the baseline, rises, can't get the shot. Villard's done a good job preventing Carrero from generating offense for UMass Dartmouth. And Eastern now looking for a way to flip this game. Ball on the baseline. Pass, it's Villard again. Blocked inside by Donovan, but they'll call a foul. Second foul on Megan Donovan, and Maya Villard will go back to the charity stripe to try to make it a 1-point game.
Number 4, Megan Donovan, her second team woman. At the line for the Warriors, number 40, Maya Villard.
Donovan got her on the arm. And now Villard will shoot 2. McMahon will come in at the buzzer. 4:12 remaining. It's good. monster game here by Maya Villard, who was relatively quiet last night on a night where her teammates were all on fire. 23 points here. Nakira Examon on the bench with 4:12 to go. Villard misses the second, but Barry gets the rebound, and the Warriors will have a chance to tie or take the lead here with 4:05 to go. Huge offensive rebound. Three-pointer for Keckler. It's good, and Eastern's got the lead. Warriors have come all the way back from 10 points down, and they're now in front 61-60 with 3:50 to play. Donovan tosses left to Brown. Brown crosses over, gets to the cup, lays it up, can't get it to go. Eastern Connecticut gets the rebound. Corsairs can't buy a whistle when they need one. They've gone cold on offense, and Eastern Connecticut slowly and steadily has grabbed the lead. Nakira Examon waiting for the call to go back in, and she gets it with 3:23 left. Shot missed inside. Carrero grabs the rebound. Two players on the floor, so it's 4-on-4 back up the floor. McMahon will slow it down and hands off to Donovan with 3:12 to play. Nakira Examon chomping at the bit to get back in with her 4 fouls and 3:05 to go. UMD looking to retake the lead as we come under 3 minutes remaining. Carrero dribbles and gets fouled prior to the approach. She's fouled on the floor with 2:57 to go. Foul on Villard is her third. And here she comes, the conference's player of the year, back out onto the floor. The program's all-time leading scorer and all-time leading rebounder in her senior year, number 20, Nakira Examon. Catches the ball quickly, comes inside and took a step. They score the basket and a foul. Or do they? Offensive foul on Nakira Examon. And for the second consecutive season, Nakira Examon fouls out of the Little East Conference Championship game. For what it's worth, I thought this should have been a travel before it was anything else. But an excellent job there to take the charge. And Nakira Examon no sooner back in the game than she's out of the game. And here we go again. 2:47 to play. Lob entry for Villard. She spins, shoots, no good. Donovan grabs the rebound. Somebody's got to break through the offensive malaise here for UMass Dartmouth and get them back scoring. Brown out to Moretti, who's hit some big ones today. Moretti fouled on the floor. Foul was on Keckler. That is her fifth. She fouls out of the game with 2:27 to go. Loud applause from the UMD fans as Denise Beerley will take the minute that's allotted to her to discuss what she wants to do for a substitution. Gets a quick word in with her players, and she'll dispatch Julie Jordan. So Keckler out. She finishes the day with 9 points. Of course, hit that massive three-pointer to give Eastern Connecticut the lead back, and that still stands as the difference in the game. Moretti feeds it into Ashley Brown with 2:25 to go. Bounce entry for Carrero, left-hander, no good. And there is just a lid on the front of that rim right now for UMass Dartmouth. They just can't get anything up and over. And Eastern Connecticut now gets an opportunity to take control of the game with 2:10 to go. Bounce entry for Villard. She spins. That's a travel. Corsairs take it back with 2:08 to play. 61-60. Trip to the NCAA tournament on the line between the Eastern Connecticut Warriors and the UMass Dartmouth Corsairs. It's all coming down to the final 2 minutes. Would you have it any other way? Moretti through the paint, right-hander, goes at long last! And UMass Dartmouth back in front. The freshman playing like a senior. She's got a dozen, and the Corsairs lead it again, 62-61. Pandemonium here at the Tripp Athletic Center as we come to the final moments. Sorrentino inside, Barry, no, gets her miss, goes up, scores, and Eastern regains the lead. Anna Barry with 4 fouls, now has 14 points, and it's 63-62 with 1:25 to go. Brown picks up her dribble, leaves it for McMahon. McMahon out to the right side for Ashley Brown. Brown on Sorrentino, goes to the dribble drive, throws it up, gets fouled, and the Corsairs will get their best free throw shooter to the line with 1:13 remaining. Down by a point. Foul is on Sorrentino, that's her fourth. So Sorrentino and Barry each with 4 apiece. And Ashley Brown, an 85% free throw shooter, steps to the line with the season on the line. Simply put, no. Trying to salvage one for the tie here with 1:13 to go. 3 huge missed free throws in this fourth quarter by the Corsairs. The 2 by Examon when they were up 6. 1 there by Brown. And she's got the second one to tie the game. We start again. 63-63 with 1:13 to play. The Little East Championship and its accompanying automatic qualification to the NCAA tournament on the line. 1 minute to go. It doesn't get any better than this. Santagata, bounce entry. Brought back outside. Sorrentino gives it up for Jordan. He'll use some clock, but they don't have much of it. Santagata with 5. Shoots. No good. Off rebound by McMahon. Corsairs grab the defensive rebound, and they'll slow it down into the front court. UMass Dartmouth has 3 timeouts remaining. They will not use one here. They can take the game into the final 20 seconds, and here we go. Ashley Brown playing isolation, daring Sorrentino to step out. Now Brown brings it forward with 8 on the shot clock. Takes a high screen from McMahon. Steps right, wants the shot, gets in, no! Can't get it to go. Villard grabs the rebound. Denise Beerley calls timeout with 15.7 seconds to go. That was the look the Corsairs wanted. They wanted Ashley Brown to take that shot. You have to love having a player who wants to take that shot. Not every player wants to do in the big moment what Ashley Brown just did playing hero ball. But it only works if you score the basket. Ashley Brown did not. Maya Villard got the rebound, and now you've got a free shot at it for Eastern Connecticut because of the tie score now, because of that Brown missed free throw, really. They can do whatever they want. There is no consequence so long as they protect the ball. As you see Frank Sherman's reaction telling you everything there in the left-hand corner. So it's a tie game. 15.7 seconds left to go. Eastern Connecticut has a timeout left. Both teams are in the bonus, so it's not like UMass Dartmouth can strategically foul here. Corsairs do have the possession arrow. If they get a chance to hold the ball, they should do it. But Eastern Connecticut's going to try to avoid that, of course. In a tie game, you might as well just hold out for the final shot, because what's the worst that can happen? You play in overtime. Frankly, you have to like your chances in an overtime, a 5-minute period, where Akira Examon's completely unavailable, and you've got Maya Villard on the floor with only 3 fouls. One would think that's to Eastern's advantage, but of course, they'll try to shoot for the win just the same. So, behooves the Corsairs to put up a fight on the contest of this inbound, because their best chance to win might be here in these remaining 15.7 seconds left. So the Corsairs have got to see if they can find a way to get their hands on the ball. Danielle Gonzalez not coming into the game here. Matt Ducharme will ride his freshman Jordan Moretti as the point guard with a championship on the line and 15.7 seconds remaining. Ball comes in play to Anna Barry. Santagata hands it off for Julie Jordan. Jordan keeps one eye on the clock and now puts it to the floor with 8 seconds to go. Santagata has it taken, tipped, gets it back, takes the free throw line jumper, misses short. Ball comes out to the corner, half a second to go. It's still live, and regulation expires. Free basketball for the Little East Championship here at UMass Dartmouth. 5 more minutes to determine a champion. This is bonkers. Corsairs had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. Eastern came all the way back and gained the advantage back at 61-60. UMass Dartmouth got the field goal by Moretti, and they got 1 out of 2 free throws scored by Ashley Brown. And that's why we are where we are, headed into a 5-minute overtime period with the automatic qualifier on the line. A gut-wrenching affair really from the very beginning. And you had to just know when UMass Dartmouth was up by 6 that it wasn't going to stay that comfortable forever. Not that it ever was for UMass Dartmouth. So again, we'll bring you up to date on the foul situation. Nikira Eximon fouled out of the game for UMass Dartmouth. That gives a big advantage to Eastern Connecticut in that Maya Villard is still in with 3 fouls. And Kelsey Santagata with 2 for that matter. On the Eastern Connecticut side, though, they've got some issues of their own. Julie Keckler fouled out of the game with 2:27 left. Anna Barry's on the floor with 4 fouls. Jenna Sorrentino is on the floor with 4 fouls. So we could see some more disqualifications in this final 5 minutes. But we start a new game here. UMass Dartmouth in white, Eastern Connecticut in navy. And they'll jump it up. Megan Donovan takes Nikira Eximon's place out there for the tip-off because Nikira's fouled out of the game. And she'll be opposed by Anna Barry. 5 minutes on the clock, and away we go. A barn burner here in Dartmouth for the Little East Championship. Jordan dribbles through the lane, kicks it to the backside. 3 ball by Sorrentino, up over everything. Easy catch from Moretti. Ahead to Brown. Brown gets her fingertips on it, breaks to the basket, lays it up, gets it to go. And the Corsairs strike first in the extra session. They lead at 65-63 with 4:40 to go. Jordan steps right, gets it to Santagata. Santagata double team. Carrero all over. Fits the pass to Barry. Barry out to Sorrentino to the corner. Jordan dribbles the baseline. Scored and one! McMahon fell down, and the help defense committed the foul, so we're tied again, and Eastern gets a chance to take the lead. Now Shea Carrero picks up her 4th foul there. If the Corsairs lose her, they are in big trouble against Villard and Santagata up front. Jordan misses the free throw. McMahon grabs the rebound, and we're knotted at 65 with 4:17 to go. Brown looking at a 3, no good off the front rim. .404 left to go in regulation, or in the first overtime, I should say. Step to the right side, up and good. Falling away is Julie Jordan for the bucket. And Eastern takes its first lead of the extra session at 67-65. Brown floats it for the tie, no. Rebound taken by Barry, advantage Eastern Connecticut. 3:37 and counting left in the extra session. Lob entry caught by Villard. They swing it around. Sorrentino into a 2-pointer. Knocked it down. 4-point lead for Eastern Connecticut, and those are very difficult to answer in overtime. 3:17 to go. Left-hander by Moretti. No rebound. What? We have a foul call. Who's it on? Foul is on Maya Villard. That's her 4th. So just about everybody who matters has 4 fouls right now. Villard, Barry, and Sorrentino for Eastern Connecticut. That's not to say the other players don't matter. I should clarify, the post play, a 5th foul, the change that would happen down and inside. That's what I'm talking about. Shea Carrero with 4 fouls on the post for UMass Dartmouth. So really, if Carrero or Villard go out, that's going to swing the balance of this game in the other direction in a big, big way. So the officials now conferring. Denise Beerley pleading her case. 3:13 remaining. Looks like it's going to be free throws here for Jordan Moretti, who has been given an outsized role in this game relative to what she's been asked to do this season for UMass Dartmouth. A 67% free throw shooter on the year. Misses the first.
At the line for the Corsairs, number 11, Jordan Moretti, shooting 2.
Second is good, and the Corsairs are back within 1 possession. 13-point effort by Moretti. And UMD's got to play some defense here with 3:10 to play. Jordan steps right, loses the handle but gets it back. Pass deflected, taken away by Moretti. Carrero got a piece, Moretti took it away, and the Corsairs get another life here in overtime. 2:52 to go. McMahon, 1 dribble, leaves it back for Moretti and over to Brown. Brown, the best distance shooter the Corsairs have, gives it up for Carrero here. Bluffs a look at the 3. Donovan to the dribble drive, runs through, gets fouled, and will go to the free throw line. 2 free throws coming. We'll see where they call it. They call it on Santagata, who can afford it. It's her third.
44, Kelsey Santagata, her third, team woman. At the line for the Corsairs, number 4, Megan Donovan, is shooting 2.
Donovan at the line shooting 2. Just a 47% free throw shooter on the year, but she's right on the money with her first. For her first point from the free throw line today, she's got 3 overall. Make it 4. 2 huge makes there by the sophomore, who had made only 8 free throws in 17 attempts all year, and the Corsairs are back within 1 at 69-68 with 2.5 minutes to play. Bounce entry. Inside and a foul. Who's it on? Either way, the Corsairs are losing a player. Do they lose McMahon or do they lose Carrero? Who's it on? Foul is on Shea Carrero, and the Corsairs have lost their starting center, and now they lose their backup center with 2:24 left to go. And that forces Matt Ducharme's hand as he's got to get Lauren Empey to play center where she typically plays a power forward for UMass Dartmouth. She's going to have to go out of position and have to come through for the Corsairs in a big way late. Carrero and Examon both gone. First free throw is good for Barry, who's got 15. Barry's been in this game with 4 fouls for a long time now, and has been able to avoid picking up a 5th. Misses her second, and the Corsairs down by just 2 with 2:22 to play. The depth of this Corsair team being tested as they get pushed to the brink here, minus 2 of their best front court players. Donovan races inside, kicks through. McMahon for the late lead. No! Rebound collected by Barry. 2 minutes remain. Jordan going to slow things down. Eastern using the clock with the advantage with 1:50 remaining. Villard trying to get position, but they keep it around the perimeter. Santagata to the dribble. Santagata spins again to the right side. Here's Jordan. Jordan, bounce entry. Barry stopped by Donovan, and the shot clock expires. Corsairs will take the ball back with 1:35 to go. Gritty defensive stop there by UMass Dartmouth, and a timeout called by Matt Ducharme, as they're going to need some timeouts for rest here the longer it goes. Corsairs can't afford to make any substitutions, and they're going to need to be able to get them a breather, if nothing else, as we come toward the finish. Now, the UMass Dartmouth has got a glut of timeouts. They've got 3 more remaining because they ended regulation with 3, and you get an additional one for every overtime period. So they can make this last minute 35 take as long as Matt Ducharme thinks it needs to take for them to play at their premier level. Eastern Connecticut missing out on an opportunity to get a late 2-possession lead. And now the question remains, minus Nakira Examond, where do you turn for the big points in this game? Kayla McMahon's hit some big shots in this tournament, in particular last night for UMass Dartmouth. Megan Donovan, Ashley Brown, they've done the same. Jordan Moretti has done so today as well. Lauren Empey had an and one earlier in the game. 1:35 to go. Brown brings it into the front court. Under 90 seconds remaining in overtime. Kick to the wing for McMahon. McMahon races in, passes through to Empey. Empey returns, kick up top. Donovan backs it up. Now Moretti with it with 13 to shoot. Moretti through traffic, right-hander is good! Moretti taking the Warriors to school to tie the game at 70. 1:10 to go. Warriors 70, Corsairs 70, and a trophy on the line in the next 60 seconds. Bounce entry to Villard. She rises, shoots, no good. Foul call. And Villard will go to the free throw line with 55.4 seconds remaining. Foul on Lauren Empey, her third. And Villard goes to the line with 55.4 to go. Villard's first is good. 24 points on the game for Maya Villard, the junior from Cromwell, Connecticut, trying to put her team back in front by 2. She does. Corsairs down by a pair again, needing someone to supply the offense. Moretti to the dribble drive, draws contact, and the foul is on the floor. It doesn't matter anymore. There's going to be free throws with 48 seconds remaining. Foul is called on Jordan, and that's Jordan's. They announced it as the third. They put it on the scoreboard as the fourth. Your guess is as good as mine. And Moretti goes to the line with 48.1 seconds to go. These games get to a point where you don't need the play-by-play guy on free throws any longer. You just have to listen. That was one, and the crowd will certainly tell you here. Tie game with some help. Jordan Moretti coming through big time. 72-72 with 44 seconds to go. For the first time all day, Eastern Connecticut cannot hold for the final shot. They do not have that to lean on. 15 on the shot clock. Pass to the right side for Serentino. Santagata from the free throw line. Entry pass for Villard. Villard foul. They'll call it on Empey. Empey's fourth. 2 more free throws coming for Lauren Empey. I mean, they're coin flips at this point with 25 seconds to go. Villard will shoot 2. Jess Korzek will come back into the game. That's Empey's 5th foul. Wow. So Empey fouls out. I'm sorry, I had that as her 4th. Carrero, Empey, and Eximon all foul out. The entire Corsair front court has fouled out of the game. And now the officials talking. A lot of confusion out there, but it's going to be Villard at the line shooting 2. Tie game with 25.7 seconds remaining. Villard's been the best offensive player on the floor today. She's got 25 points. First free throw is good. Villard's been a machine here down the stretch, 26. Corsairs will have to score again in this overtime. Second is good. Villard on the money. Ashley Brown marches down the floor with a full head of steam. Loses the ball, gets it back. Passes through to Korzek. McMahon, extra pass. 17 seconds to play. Moretti rises for 3 in the lead. No good off the front rim. Rebound out of bounds. They give it to Eastern Connecticut. They give Eastern Connecticut the ball. Timeout, Denise Beerley. 6 on 5 here the last couple of minutes. And Eastern's got a chance to free throw their way to a championship with 11.2 seconds to go. So the Corsairs now in a tight spot. If they can't come up with a steal, they've got to foul, but you've had 3 players foul out of the game already, and McMahon's on the floor with 4. I mean, if you lose Kayla McMahon, how do you even keep playing the game, right? So they're going to try to keep their composure, and they're going to try to get the ball back. Eastern lost Julie Keckler a while ago, but 3 players on their team with 4 fouls have magically been able to stay in for a good half hour now. 11.2 seconds left to go. They get the ball into Barry. She gets fouled and 1, and that should do it. Barry beat Korzek off the entry. And Eastern's got the all-important 4-point lead with 9.4 seconds to go. Foul on Korzek, in a tragic irony, is her first. Barry makes the free throw, and the Corsairs have got to get very crafty now with 9.4 seconds to go. It's not over, but it's awfully close. First it was Eximon, then it was Carrero, then it was Empey. All fouled out of the game in this overtime. And slowly but surely, Eastern Connecticut's reaped the benefits as they now lead by 5, 77-72, with 9.4 seconds remaining. For the Corsairs, you got to make a three-pointer to get you to within 2. Then you've got to foul. Then you have to hope that Eastern Connecticut misses at least one free throw. And then you got to come back and hit another 3, and you've got to do it all in 9.4 seconds. It's happened before. Corsairs did something similar in a great win against Colby College on this floor a couple years ago with Beth Castantini and Colleen Kane providing the heroics. They'll need some different heroes today, but the shot's got to come quick. Brown lets it go. It's blocked. Eastern's got the ball. They stepped out of bounds, though. Corsairs will keep it with 6.7 seconds remaining. So matters get all the more urgent. Danielle Gonzalez back out there to enter the pass. Corsairs will make a substitution as they're going to get Jessica Carroll into the game. But in place of whom? Kayla McMahon's going to come out, and Carroll, who hasn't played all day, will come in a spot where they need 3. So the ball comes into Brown. Brown steps back, takes the 3, doesn't knock it down. Moretti grabs the rebound, goes back up, can't get that to go. Precious time wasted. Barry holds the ball aloft, and Eastern Connecticut State is your 2019 Little East Conference champion as they win a thriller here at the Tripp Athletic Center by a final score of 77-72. They come from behind, they erase a 10-point fourth quarter deficit, and they outlast the Corsairs in overtime. Maya Villard, the leading scorer with 27, but big plays all the way around as the Eastern Connecticut State Warriors win their 6th Little East Conference tournament in school history in 2019. Congratulations to Eastern Connecticut. So Eastern Connecticut now guaranteed a trip to the Little East Conference Tournament here in 2019. A hard-earned victory as Commissioner Cora Brumley comes out to center court with the championship awards that will be presented to both teams. For UMass Dartmouth, they're only too familiar with this procedure. They'll be presented with their runner-up award off the bat. As here a year after the fact, the result the same for the Corsairs the second straight season. They dropped the Little East Conference Championship game on their home court. And UMass Dartmouth will again leave its tournament fate in the hands of the NCAA Tournament Committee, which put them in at large 2 years ago, did not let them in at large a year ago. Corsairs 22-5 in the 2018-19 season. And there you see the looks of disappointment over on the Corsair bench. Greg Antonelli will have the public address for the awards presentation, which they'll do just as quickly as they can here. In just a moment, they'll give out those awards and set Eastern Connecticut up to celebrate, as it just wasn't meant to be for UMass Dartmouth again here at home in 2019. The Warrior fans who made the relatively short trip from Willimantic really enjoying this one, about an hour and a half from door to door. And Denise Beerley's squad will be headed to the dance. For Eastern Connecticut, they previously won this tournament in 1992, 1996, 2008, and then back-to-back in 2015 and 16. Got a baby on the floor, running over to the Eastern Connecticut bench. It's quite the mascot over there, grabbed up by Jules Jordan. Made quite the sprint across the floor. And now we'll send it over to Greg Antonelli for the awards program.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the 2019 Little East Conference Women's Basketball Champions, Eastern Connecticut State University. Please join us in welcoming Little East Conference Commissioner Cora Brumley as we take a moment and acknowledge the individual members of the 2019 Little East Conference Women's Basketball Champion Warriors. Number 1, Bella Scarpa. Number 2, Marissa Shirshak. Number 3, Danielle O'Brien. Number 4, Julie Jordan. Number 10, Jenna Sorrentino. Number 11, Raven Cody. Number 14, Diana Winook. Number 15, Sabrina Lemire. Number 20, Ayana Ward. Number 21, Lizzie Cretella. Number 23, Julie Keckler. Number 24, Anna Barry. Number 25, Tara Pocarena. Number 40, Maya Villard. And number 44, Kelsey Santagala. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to all the players and staff on a job well done. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the tournament's most outstanding player is awarded to the player that has the biggest impact on its team's games throughout the 2019 Little East Conference Women's Basketball Tournament. At this time, we would like to present the 2019 Little East Conference Tournament most outstanding player to number 40, Maya Villard. And accepting the 2019 Little East Conference Championship Trophy is senior captain from Eastern Connecticut State University, Kelsey Santagala.
That shot really says it all, as you can see the team photo for the championship team with the distraught runner-up in the background. Somebody had to win and somebody had to lose, which is a shame. These are two worthy teams that duked it out today for Little East Conference Championship in Eastern Connecticut in the end, winning it 77-72 in overtime over UMass Dartmouth to advance to the 2019 NCAA National Tournament. We'll step aside for the moment. We're going to try to grab interviews with head coach Denise Beerley and the most outstanding player Maya Villard. Do stay tuned for that on the live side. Again, your final score in overtime. Eastern Connecticut 77, UMass Dartmouth 72. We'll be back on Little East TV and DC TV. Welcome back courtside here post-game. Eastern Connecticut victorious, 2019 champions of Little East Conference, and I'm joined by head coach Denise Beerley and tournament most outstanding player Maya Villard. And Coach, I'll have you talk about your most outstanding player first. It was a little strange last night in a game where you scored over 90 points that she wasn't one of the leading scorers for a change. So you had to know she had more in her coming today. How much of a part of your game plan was she coming in, and how did she rise to the occasion so well when the game was there to be won and lost?
Well, it's funny, after the game last night, I went up to her and I said, you had a light load tonight. I mean, everybody else just kind of stepped up, and they were all in a groove like super early. And then in today's game, I thought, obviously the first quarter, the first half, I mean, they were all over Maya. And I just think as the game wore on, obviously with Examon being in foul trouble, we tried to go to her, because even with Examon. But Maya that second half, she was amazing. We called her number so many times. She scored, she made her free throws, played really great on the defensive end, boxing out, and just was a great leader and player for us tonight.
And Maya, you certainly learned playing in this conference when you're playing against good teams like UMass Dartmouth is, you have to make free throws to win games like this, and you had to do it over and over and over again. This building was going nuts the whole time. How are you able to block all of that out and just make free throw after free throw to help win this game?
Just got to stay focused. Over the season I've had my difficulties with my free throw, but today kind of went in, and I don't really have an explanation for it, but today it went in. Just remained focused, took a breath and just let it flow, and they all went in pretty much.
Coach, it takes a special group to be down 10 points in the fourth quarter on the road in a gym that's going crazy, and to be able to have the composure to come back and take it one piece at a time to win it. What were the things your team was doing that showed you the poise that made you think you would get the opportunity to come back and win this game?
Well, I just felt in the third quarter we missed some layups. We had some miscues on offense, like some turnovers. So I didn't feel like we just made some mistakes. So I felt like if we cleaned those up in the fourth, we'd be right back in it. And they just did it. They chipped away every possession on defense. Their boxing out was way better the second half. But yeah, we just kept chipping away. I thought we almost had it in regulation, but then obviously it went to overtime, and then I thought we pretty much took control, especially the last few minutes of overtime.
And then you got the opportunities there late, in particular once Nakira Examon was in foul trouble. That created a lot of extra opportunity for you inside. You're able to see the ball well, receiving those passes. When you were making those catches inside, what were you thinking that you would need to do in order to get the baskets that you made?
Well, I know coach was calling my number, so I knew it was time to step up. Teammates gave me good passes, just kind of drop step and see what's open. I knew they were going to maybe double team me, so I'm looking for my teammates on the outside, but it's showtime, and good players step up when it's the correct time. So I knew I had to make the baskets.
And Coach, you can't come back in a game like this unless you defend your way back into it, and you had to get stop after stop after stop in order to pull this off. What does your team do defensively that gives them that identity where when there's a game to be had, they can go out and get the stops that they need to come back?
Well, I just think they play really connected. Especially, it's been like since the last Dartmouth game where it was like an avalanche game. We got beat bad. We just weren't in the game. From that moment on, we went up to Southern Maine, and I just felt defensively we were connected. We were more committed to the defensive end and guarding the ball and not worrying about, I have my player or this player. And I thought, Maya did a great job on Examon, but her teammates helped her. And I just thought, obviously I give Jordan Moretti a lot of credit. She stepped up for them. But I thought overall we got the stops when we needed to, and they play connected and they play with heart, and that's really what it takes.
And winning the league is great enough all by itself, but knowing that you get the automatic qualification to the NCAA tournament has got to make it so much sweeter.
Yep.
What's it like to know absolutely no matter what names they call and don't call on Monday, you're playing again next weekend?
It's a great feeling. We went there freshman year to the NCAA, so it was a great experience, and to be able to play another game and for Kelsey Santagata to play another game is great.
And then lastly, Coach, just about Maya in general, beyond just today, this is a capstone performance and what's been an amazing career for her that she now gets to extend into the NCAA tournament. What did you see about her in the recruiting phase that made you think she'd be a special college player? And then how have you seen her come along and shape over the course of her career?
That seems like such a long time ago, but no, I just thought Maya, she just has the capability. She's just tough. She's tough, and she's consistent. I thought this whole year, and I've told her this a couple times, I probably should have told her more, that the whole 25 games, now 26, 27 games, she's the one, if all our ups and downs with some other players, she's been our rock. We've counted on her game after game after game, and whether it was scoring or defense or rebounding or free throws, I just feel like she's really come through from us. So I'm really proud of her, because I think that was something her freshman and sophomore year, she struggled with the consistency part, and this year from October 15th till now, she's been super consistent.
Oh, congratulations to both of you. You got a net to go cut, so go get to it. Congratulations. That'll do it for us here today. Eastern Connecticut champions of the Little East Conference in 2019, and they will go to the NCAA tournament in 2019 thanks to an overtime 77-72 win over UMass Dartmouth. On behalf of everybody here at DCTV, this is John Cabral saying thanks for watching, and so long from UMass Dartmouth.